The royals are arriving, and our James Longman is there on the tarmac to greet the king and queen once they come off that plane.
Welcome to WatchMojo, and today we're looking at the most impactful images taken between April 24th and 30th, 2026.
Timothy clearly had the time of his life cheering on the home team. Tina, on the other hand, didn't seem to love it quite as much.
Suspect in custody.
We begin with federal prosecutors for the first time saying the White House Correspondents' Dinner shooter was out to assassinate President Trump. This is the suspect, Cole Thomas Allen, taken down by law enforcement on Saturday night.
The 2026 White House Correspondents' Dinner, held on April 25th, ended early. The reason being that someone reportedly charged past a security checkpoint, firing a gun. The suspected shooter, 31-year-old Cole Thomas Allen, was arrested and detained soon after. While one law enforcement officer was hit in a protective vest, there were thankfully no deaths. This photo, from Anadolu Images via Getty, shows Allen shirtless and face down on the carpet, with his arms restrained. It's an image undoubtedly bound for the history books to mark what a tumultuous time this year has been for the U.S. and the world.
Law enforcement did not fail. They did exactly what they are trained to do.
An address from a king.
Mr. Speaker, Their Majesties King Charles III and Queen Camilla.
Just months before the 250th anniversary of the United States declaring independence from Britain, the King of England addressed Congress. On April 28th, as part of a 4-day state visit with his wife, Queen Camilla, King Charles III addressed a joint meeting of the United States Congress. This was a significant event, as it was only the second address from a British monarch in history, with the first being from Charles's mother, Queen Elizabeth II, in 1991. Chip Somodvia's picture shows Charles delivering his speech, for which he received approximately 12 standing ovations, with Vice President J.D. Vance and Speaker of the House Mike Johnson behind him. A moment of reflection. It has been an eventful week in Washington, D.C. On April 29th, the U.S. Supreme Court heard arguments in 2 cases regarding the Trump administration's efforts to strip Haitian and Syrian immigrants of legal protections.
Thousands of Syrians and Haitians living in the United States await a U.S. Supreme Court decision on whether the Trump administration can move forward ending temporary protections for those specific groups.
Protests were held outside the Supreme Court building, with demonstrators coming out to make their voices heard amidst a case that could affect the immigration status of up to 1.3 million people. This photo, taken by Tom Brenner, depicting a demonstrator with the American flag reflecting in her sunglasses, is a remarkable and incredibly moving composition. Courtside Tina Fey. It's often a treat watching NBA games and seeing celebrities sitting right next to the action, especially in this context.
By the way, Reg, sometimes you say celebrity row at a game and it's 1 or 2 people. Wow. This is an entire celebrity row.
Yeah.
On April 28th, the New York Knicks faced off against the Atlanta Hawks in Game 5 of the Eastern Conference first-round NBA playoffs. In attendance was Tina Fey, who was sitting next to her former Saturday Night Live and 30 Rock colleague Tracy Morgan, as well as power couple Timothy Chalamet and Kylie Jenner. This photo, taken by Sarah Steer, shows Fey looking at the camera next to a visibly excited Chalamet. It's the kind of expression that only comes with years of perfecting comedic timing. Fighting for equality. Protests weren't just happening in the U.S. this past week. On April 25th, members of the LGBTQIA+ community in Poland protested in front of the Prime Minister's office in Warsaw.
It is really unfair that you have to go to Berlin or Amsterdam to be married. We should do it here in Poland. It's going to take some time, but we are very happy that EU is helping us getting there.
This was to advocate for the legalization of same-sex marriage in the Central European country. In March, Poland's Supreme Administrative Court ruled that same-sex marriages performed in other European Union countries must also be recognized there. However, these ceremonies remain banned in Poland. This photo, taken by Piotr Łapinski, shows how the fight continues for equal treatment. A whale of a rescue.
The whale, affectionately known as Timmy, is being carried along by a tugboat. It is hoped that he will find his way home in the Atlantic Ocean after roughly 3 days.
Earlier this year, a humpback whale accidentally wandered into the Baltic Sea, eventually becoming stranded in shallow waters in March. Weeks of efforts were made to rescue the aquatic mammal. nicknamed Timmy for the nearby Timmendorfer Strand. Though there were some doubts about the viability of the rescue operation, on April 28th, with help from activists digging a trench and a barge, Timmy was saved. This picture, taken the following day by Philip Dulian, shows Timmy in a flooded cargo ship, awaiting his return to deep waters. Wildfires in Japan. Wildfires are a fairly rare occurrence in Japan, but they do happen. Last week, 2 wildfires broke out in the town of Otsuchi. The resulting disaster has been the second largest of its kind in the country since the end of the Heisei era in 2019.
Raging wildfires in the Iwate prefecture have already scorched over 400 hectares in just 2 days. Now, dramatic visuals do show thick smoke rising from forests with flames advancing towards homes in Otsuchi town, raising fears of further destruction.
While there have only been 2 non-fatal injuries, more than 3,000 people have been evacuated from the area, and 8 structures have been destroyed. This photo, taken by Andrew Caballero Reynolds on April 26th, shows a fleet of fire trucks making their way to Otsuchi as emergency workers prepare to save residents and help stop this fire from spreading further. Rescue workers. A tragedy occurred at the Bekasi Timur railway station in Indonesia on April 27th. One train rear-ended another, which was reportedly stalled, resulting in the deaths of at least 16 people, all adult women in the rear car. 91 people were reportedly injured. This photo, taken the following day by Yasuyoshi Chiba, shows rescue workers sitting down. The unimaginable weight of such a terrible accident and its consequences is clear from their exhausted expressions alone.
Indonesia's military, fire brigade, and search and rescue agency all helped in the evacuation operation following the deadly train crash that mangled several carriages of this commuter train.
Chevron Champion. The 55th Chevron Championship, an LPGA golf tournament that has been known by 8 names in its history, was held in Houston this past week. Nelly Korda won this year's tournament by a decisive margin, with a 7-foot putt securing her triumph.
And it's a wire-to-wire coronation for Korda.
This was Korda's second time winning the Chevron Championship, as well as her 3rd major victory overall. This photo, taken by Sarah Steer on April 26th, shows the elation of the athlete who has since reclaimed her #1 spot on the Rolex Women's World Golf Rankings. London Marathon Marvels. Another major athletic event took place across the pond on April 26th, with the 46th running of the London Marathon. This year's race will go down in history, as the winner of the men's race, Sabastian Sawe of Kenya, set a new record, becoming the first person to complete a marathon in under 2 hours for a record-eligible race, with a final time of 1 hour, 59 minutes, and 30 seconds, with runner-up Yomif Kajelcha of Ethiopia only 11 seconds behind. What's more, Tigist Assefa, also of Ethiopia, set a new record for the women's-only race, with a final time of 2 hours, 15 minutes, and 41 seconds. This photo, taken by Alex Davidson, shows Sawe and Assefa holding a trophy together, marking their immense achievements. What photos from this week stood out to you? Let us know in the comments.